Durut salam. Как вы поживаете? Мне очень хорошо, ну хорошо. All right, so here's something that is very interesting about the lightweight division. All right, so the lightweight division, you have Charles Oliveira sitting up top. He has beaten the contenders that he needs to beat: Chandler, Poirier. Now we get to Justin Geathje. Justin Geathje's also fought Poirier and lost, and Chandler and won. So you have the winner of Islam versus Dariush fighting Oliveira, but who fights Geathje to figure out what the next top 5 is? Does he fight Poirier, which is probably a little more natural because he fought Chandler and won? So what happens if you're Poirier, if you beat Geathje again, you're still 1 fight, 2 fights, maybe 3 fights away from a title. Okay? If you lose to Geathje, you're probably not going to get a title shot again in your career. You're in Tony Ferguson territory. So that's a bad fight to take. But if you fight the loser of Islam versus Dariush, then you're a fight or 2 away, not 3. Right? Here's what I mean. So Justin Geathje is going to trilogy somebody. He's going to trilogy Chandler, or he's going to trilogy Poirier. Okay? So if he beats Chandler in the rematch, no trilogy. He's very, I mean, I haven't done the research, but I would put Geathje as winning the Chandler rematch. And I would put it as a knockout, as a TKO. Because Chandler just got knocked out by Oliveira, and Geathje, I can promise you, punches harder than Oliveira. And Geathje's gonna get in there and stick some that Oliveira is not gonna. Because Oliveira drops the guard. Oliveira tries to take the back, which is smart. Dropping guard is not smart. Don't ever drop guard. I don't care who's telling you to drop guard and up kick. If you drop guard, that is a sacrifice throw without a throw. So you've sacrificed your position, and the other guy, you have not influenced the other guy's balance. That is just day 1 judo school, day 1 martial arts school. That's bad. I don't know why the Brazilians just don't do it. It would be irresponsible of me if I sat here and brought up a drop guard and did not tell you to not do it. Just do not do it. It's better to run away. I promise you. Because at least if you run away, they have to get momentum, and then you can turn and roundhouse kick. Or if they're following you, you can uchimata. There's so many more throws and takedowns if someone's running at you. Then you can do a proper suicide throw, like a tomonage, yoko tomonage, sumigaeshi. There's a yoko sumigaeshi, but it's not an official throw. But there's foot sweeps. There's all kinds of stuff. Someone can come up and you could do a uranage suplex. But you gotta get momentum. You gotta change the bounce. You gotta kazushi uki. Okay. Anyway, now that I'm off that tangent, that's my favorite part of the song. Okay. So if Chandler beats Justin Geathje in the rematch, everything gets interesting. Because now you have Tony Ferguson, you have Conor McGregor, and you have some of the lesser known guys in the top 10. Now, because now the Geathje fight, he's got to go 2 or 3 more fights to get to a title shot again if Chandler wins. Chandler's a fight out. So who do you fight? What big money fight do you fight while you wait for Oliveira to defend the title? McGregor? Tony Ferguson? And then if one of the old guys, McGregor or Tony Ferguson, wins that fight, then they're back into it. Now everybody needs 3 fights to get to Oliveira. Oliveira, now all he's got to do is defend against the winner of Islam versus Dariush, and he can sleep for a little bit. If he wants to get back out there, he still needs Geathje to fight either Chandler or Poirier, most likely Poirier. Geathje versus Poirier. If Poirier wins, still needs another fight. If Geathje wins, he still needs another fight. So who's that other fight? Is it the winner of Chandler versus Ferguson, Chandler versus McGregor, Chandler versus who? The loser of Beneil Dariush and Islam Makhachev? So let's say Islam wins like I picked him. So now we have Beneil Dariush versus Chandler, Beneil Dariush versus Geathje, Beneil Dariush versus Poirier. You also, in that time, will have another Ferguson fight. You will have another McGregor fight. And I can guarantee you, those guys who are that high up, who have been in the game that long, they're not going to fight, you know, somebody in the 15 to 10. They're not even going to fight number 10. They're only going to fight up. Ferguson's sitting at 7. So who is that? He's going to try to probably fight Poirier, or he's going to fight Chandler, or he's going to fight Geathje. Okay? I doubt he fight. Gaethje's not trilogizing Tony Ferguson, because I don't think Tony Ferguson could walk in there and whip Geathje. He can't. He can't. Even if he tries to take him down, it's just Geathje now is just too much of a striker. You need Smish. You need Smish, or he's gonna touch you too many times. So what happens if Oliveira fights Islam Makhachev? Islam beats Dariush, okay? And Islam and Oliveira fight. Then Dariush will fight Chandler, Geathje, or Poirier. All right? If he fights Poirier, Poirier is looking at another title shot, okay? But he's got to wait. He's got to wait because he's already lost once. So it's the Kamaru Usman effect. You got to wait for Oliveira to whip everybody again. If Makhachev beats Oliveira and is the champ, now you have like 4 or 5 possible trilogies. You have Chandler Geathje, Poirier Geathje, Geathje Ferguson, Chandler Poirier. You're not doing Poirier McGregor. So who's gonna fight McGregor? Ferguson? Okay, so they fight. Then the winner of that fights who? Chandler, Geathje, Poirier. So Geathje could have a trilogy. Chandler could have a trilogy with. So Geathje could have a trilogy with Poirier. Chandler could have a trilogy with Poirier. Chandler could have a trilogy. No. Yeah, so Geathje right now is the gatekeeper. That's what I'm getting at. Is he could have a trilogy with Ferguson, Poirier, Chandler, or I think that's it. But anyway, now Dariush has got to fight somebody. So who's Dariush gonna fight? If Islam is now champ, Dariush has got to go and get through Geathje. Can you name a better fight? Especially if Oliveira hits, if Oliveira takes a break and it's the bad motherfucker belt. Dariush versus Geathje. Anyway, man, That's it. Y'all be good. Khoda. Khoda Hafiz. Khoda Hafiz.